third list video of this kind because I'm not happy with the other two, and I've written and done this one. I feel better, so I should be happy with it. So what it is if you don't know my channel, which I don't really expect to remember the other ones, I'm ranking the zombie maps. And we're gonna start off with simple rules. First thing is, this is my opinion. You can disagree with me, and well, my opinion's based on how I played zombies, enjoyed the maps and experienced them, how I went through them with my friends, and just what maps I'd be willing to go back and play just every day. Next thing is Chronicles and the World at War maps in BO1 will not be included. However, Classified and those maps from BO4 will be included. Tog, Blood, because those added new things. This map will be included because, I don't know, feels different.
Infestation confirmed. Positive identification of 115 on site. As expected, my memory's slipping. Unable to determine current jump counts at this location. 2 at least, maybe more.
Thank you, Dempsey, for letting me talk. Look, they're building an Origins robot. Somehow. So this map's not included. This one will be. Like I said earlier, this is my opinion. But there is a fun little thing I'm doing with this map. I'm sure others have done it. I don't really. I watch zombie YouTubers, but I don't watch nothing but it. I have other interests. And so the way we're gonna do it might have been done before. Maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna pioneer. So if you ranked from 30 to 26, the worst, you only gain 1 point. If you were ranked from 25 to 21, 2 points. 2016, 4, 15 through 11, 8, 6, 10 through 6, 16. Yes, I'm actively playing while reading this, so 10 through 6, you get 16 points, and 5 through 1. The top 5, I guess, is 32 points. So, yeah. Let's get into the list. If Dempsey hopefully doesn't interrupt me. And coming at number 30, in my personal opinion, what is the worst, will be Shadows of Evil. That means 1 point for BO1. Shadows of Evil doesn't feel like zombies. It's with the Margwas, those bee things. It feels like more Lovecraft horror, which I like Lovecraft. I really do. But none of my zombies. I'm here for zombies, not hentai. I got Pornhub for hentai. And there goes any chance of my channel being monetized. Moving on is Shadows of Evil's slightly better older brother. Raped cousin? Oh, it's a bad joke. I apologize. Revelations. Well, the biggest problem with Revelations is it isn't its own thing. It's this Revelations part that, I get the whole points are old maps, but just because that's the point doesn't mean I like it. So, double tap. But, so let's really, this better be a joke. Oh, this is a double tap. So that's really the thing. I don't like Revelations. I don't like Shadows of Evil. I like Revelations so better than Shadows of Evil. That's because that can be my favorite map of all time. We'll get to that later on Revelations, which is making you think. Fuck. Moving on, we have Dead of the Night. Out of the Chaos maps, I think this is the worst one. I like the Nosferatus. I don't mind the Werewolf. Combining them in the same map, I don't know. And just BO4 as Ascension kind of brings the map down for me. Same goes with Ancient Evil. Ancient Evil isn't a bad map. I like it, but the Chaos maps I don't have a great feeling of. So, they ain't that high. Next we got Die. Thank you. Next we got Blood of the Dead at number 25.
subject's location is currently unknown. Damn it, Richtofen! Why do you always have to screw everything up?
Thank you for interrupting. Blood of the Dead. I love Mob. Mob of the Dead is a great map. We'll get to that later. I loved BO2. I loved Mob of the Dead. I do not love Blood of the Dead. Don't like the additions they made. It took away the things that I thought were cool about Mob of the Dead. There's no more afterlife. You know, instead of it's on BO4's engine, which is that's just a problem right there. Which I don't hate every map from BO4. So we'll get to, just give me a second. Like I said, I'm on PS4, so I can't really do all the fanciness of editing. Next is Zetsuba no Shima. I like Zetsuba no Shima, but it is a bad map by I think a long shot. There's nothing. There's not a single redeeming factor that's all I can think of. In fact, except for the Easter egg. Like, I don't like this map because of its Easter egg. I don't hate this. I don't hate. That's put myself in a spot. Oh shit. But no, I don't have a problem with BO3 story, and Zetsu is one of the better ones in my personal opinion. But moving on, we have Nuketown. I like Nuketown. I don't like randomized perks, however, which was a problem with Diarez number 28. This is actually number 23, just for you guys trying to keep track. I desperately despise randomized perk, which I'm a giant. But, you know, what can you do? But it's not a map made for... You're not gonna be there for, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, seriousness. You're not playing Nuketown with the goal of, I'm gonna do something important. You play Nuketown just because, why the hell not? Which I think is okay, but I just like the other maps more. Moving on is, guess what? The Giant. I don't like BO3, which, if you haven't realized it, I really don't. I don't like the guns and randomized perks, and this map just doesn't feel like it used to. You know, the challenge is kind of gone.
That'll buy us some time, like, you know, a minute.
Although I did get super lucky and get the Wonder Wall, so I might have just skewed myself since I am playing BO3. But yes, number 21, we got Classified. I loved 5. Classified is a great rendition. Yes, the BO4 engine was not great because, like, Wraithfire is about Wilday's, and I love monkeys, and monkeys are great. But they also removed something I love from 5, the Pentagon Thief. You know, that part of 5's charm was the absolute challenge. I mean, don't get me wrong, the map still has a challenge, just inherently in the map's design. Next we have Buried. Buried's a great map, but I don't particularly care for it. I like the Victus crew as a crew, but they have one map that I like, which isn't all too great for them. Buried is great. Again, don't get me wrong, its Easter egg ending bothers me, the canon one. But, you know, what can you do? Moving on from Buried, we have number 19, 9. This gladiatorial map from BO4. I like the map, but I don't know. Like, this is the point where you list where I like the maps, but I like the maps ahead of them more. And 9 is just 9. I mean, the amount of times we attempt to do in the Easter egg before we finally finish it, I was counting my dislike on the map. And yeah. At number 18, we have the most overrated map in Zombies history, Dryzendraha. It's pretty low. I get it's a great map, but it's overrated. It's pretty overrated map for a reskin of Origins, which, when Origins released, was greatest map of all time, which this map is being called. by a lot of zombies community. And I'm not insulting you if you like this map by any means. If this is the map you like, this is the map you like, good for you. Enjoy it. But at the end of the day, it's not meant for me. The way Dempsey was killed in the Easter egg, didn't care for it. At number 17, we have Shimanuma. Let me by the damn door. Shimanuma was, again, another good map. It's Shimanuma runs into a problem where you can't compare it to anything because it was a transcender of its era. I gotta say the mud doesn't help it whatsoever. But, you know, it's not the only map to have mud. But again, it's hard to rank any World at War map because it's World at War. It set something. It was innovative. It was new to its time. So I can't really do anything with that map. Number 16, Shangri-La. I like Shangri-La. It's a great map. You know, it comes from BO1, which had a roll with good maps. And there's really nothing I can say bad about it, except for that one side. But you know what? That's something special the map did. At number 15, we have Voyage of Despair. Voyage of Despair is my favorite Chaos storyline map. As you can tell by its ranking at number 15, I like Voyage. It reminds me a lot of Verrucht or Nacht. Really the older, smaller maps, which tight-knit corners. I don't think map being tight-knit is a problem with the map. I think it adds something back to zombies that BO3 made us sorely lack, and that's a real challenge. I don't use Gobblegums, so that's a challenge I put on myself. But really, technically speaking, if you use Gobblegums, you're never really... On paper, you should never be able to die. Like, I almost died there, but that was because of my stupidity. But this is a rant for BO3 on a different day. At number 14, we have Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega was... I like Alpha Omega a lot more than Nuketown. I like everything they did. I like the Reagan Mark II variants. I think they're cool. But... you know... It's a good map, but I just like the other maps that have it more. And coming to, I think, the final map from BO4 is Tag, Dirt, and Toten. I like Call of the Dead so much more. George Romero's a great thing. The cast was so much better in Call of the Dead. But at the end of the day, Tag, Dirt, and Toten is still a good map, and I think it will remain such. It's definitely the best map about BO4. I do not like the bastardized versions of the Wunderwaffe and Thunder Gun, but they're not too bad. Would have preferred to get the Call of the Dead weapons back, actually, but whatever. Coming at number 12, and you guys probably wondered where has this map been? It is Transit. That's right. It's Transit. I love Transit. Yes, I hate the pack, but other than that, I don't really hate things in Transit. I think they make the map its own thing. And they have to do what they had to do to make the game available for consoles. Know what I'm saying? So I think it's a fine map, and it's still fun. Like, I enjoy Transit a lot. I think we should definitely get that remaster so they can improve the features. Definitely change the fuck out of Pack because that was horrible. But Pack's really my only major complaint for BO3. I mean, not BO3, for Transit. I have many complaints for BO3. And coming at number 11 is Grad Krovi. And Grad Krovi is, in my personal opinion, the best map out of BO3. So look at that, 2 best maps. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, Grad Curvy is, I think, did the most. It wasn't a reskin of another map, and Hailed us and becomes the most underrated thing. The dragons were a fun addition. Nikolai and a dragon is a cool boss fight at the end. They added the PPSH back. The ray gun Mark III, which is a fun variant of the ray gun. Wish it would have been brought back for, say, any map post it. Like, the ray gun Mark II is brought back for damn near every map. But I have no problems with Grad Curvy. Just happen like the maps have a bit more. And speaking of reskinned maps, at number 10 is Origins, the map Eisendraha wants to be. I love Origins. Lightning Staff is, well, is a fun wonder weapon. I'm not saying it's good by any means, because I've seen close, especially again high rounds, and I know it's not the best style, but it's still my favorite. That's not going to change. What can you do? But moving on from Origins, I have really no complaints. The mud sucks, but I think the rest of the map outshines the mud. Introduced the Panzer, and yeah. Number 9 is Ascension. Ascension has no faults. I mean, the monkeys are annoying, but they're tolerable. It introduced one of the best perks ever, one of my personal favorites, PhD. But it is faults where I like the maps ahead of it more. I found the maps ahead of it more enjoyable, and I tend to replay the maps ahead of it more. So that's really why Ascension's where it's at number 9. At number 8, we have Moon. Moon is another great map from BO1. Wow, probably noticing the trend here. I think BO1 did an amazing job with maps. But we'll get to that at the end of the video. But you know, Moon had no faults. Area 51 is a fun challenge. It's not worth the risk. And that's kind of what it boils down. But like I said, I just kind of like the maps ahead of it more. Coming to number 7 is Doris, the map we're on. Yay. Oh, well, that were BO1 version, that ones. So I think that's far superior than this one, simply because of the guns, better memories, and yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just I enjoyed those maps more, and kind of notoriety. So there's really not too much to say about Doris. So we're just gonna move on to number 6, Noct, the most bare bones map ever. You might be wondering, how did Noct even get here? That's because Noct is, guess what, the first map ever, and can technically have no faults because there's nothing to compare it to. Yeah, well, yes, there are better maps. No, there's no map that could be. You can't find a single fault of Noct during Toten because it was the first. And I love Noct. I never had bad experiences on Noct. Yes, do I get frustrated? Of course, all the time. It's Noct during Toten. But
I wonder if this stuff makes you faster, or if it just makes everything else slow down.
I thought about that. I'm gonna have to say the first one, Dempsey. Anyway, so we're gonna move on, and we're hitting the top 5. And we'll start off the top 5 is 5. That's right. To start off, the top 5 is going to be 5. I love 5. I enjoy the Pentagon Thief. It has first, I think the first appearance of the Winter's Howl, which is one of my favorite wonder weapons of all time. I know it's definitely the worst, but I love it still. Well, I guess the V11 exists. But that's really what I have to say about that. I love 5. The guest crew were amazing. Speaking of guest crew, let's hit that number 4 of Call of the Dead. George Romero, the Scavenger. Another BO1 map with PhD. I loved Call of the Dead. It was a challenging map with fun additions. I don't have problems with it. I just feel like the next 3 are better. And sticking the next 3 at number 3, we have Mob of the Dead. With Mob of the Dead well, it's Mob of the Dead. Afterlife, Brutus, I've had great memories on Mob of the Dead. So it's just the next two maps are, in my personal opinion, better. I'm not gonna use the transition. I'm not gonna use the same transition this time. Now you guys might be calling me insane when I get the next two maps for putting them this high, but you know, if you're gonna call me insane, let's go to the Insane Asylum with Rooked at number 2. Told you I wasn't gonna use the same one. Varrote is a challenging map. It spawned the Springfield Challenge. We had the two different sides of spawn. You know, it gave us Dempsey. Can't argue with Dempsey being given to us. You know, like, think about it that way. It gave us Dempsey. Like, that's badass. I'm playing Dempsey right now. So I don't think he's the best character, but that's a list for another day. Playable characters. We'll get to that when I get to that video. So, yeah. And coming out number 1 is my all-time favorite map. Kino Duranton. Kino Duranton has no faults. The BO1 version, I think, had the right set of brightness, which I despise in the BO3 version. It's too damn bright. Yes, do I sound like an old person, and I'm probably going to come off as someone with just huge nostalgia boner, and I don't care. Because I do personally love Kino. I've had the best experiences of my zombie career on Kino. That's not good. Let's buy this off the bat later.
Come at me now, freak bags.
But yeah. So that's literally the list. Kino at number 1, Shaz Evil at 30. Number 1 is, like I said earlier, the best. And I'm not quite sure if I said it, so I'm going to remind you guys that number 28, Die Rise, is there in case you didn't hear me say it and you're wondering where the fuck Die Rise was. It is at 28. We'll talk about it later. No, we won't. I'm done with this. But if you guys have your own list, go ahead, put them in the comments. I'm curious what your guys' favorite maps are. What your guys' least favorite map is. Well, this is embarrassing. Let's get into the game rankings. At the 5th place with 18 points is BO3. I have to agree with that. I think BO3 has the worst maps of all time. At number and 4th place with the second worst maps or 4th best maps, depending on how you are as a person, with 34 points is BO4. TOG, Alpha, 9, and Voyage. Classified. You know, those maps are what propelled it to that place. In 3rd place with, well, 3rd map, I'm going to stop saying that because it's quite obvious. With 63 points is BO2. No, BO2 has Mob, Transit, Buried, Origins, it has Die Rise, but the other maps are great. In 2nd place at 68 points is World at War. I'm going to be honest with you, Varrote and Noct World at War. Nah, I'm just kidding, they're pretty high. And I have to keep that opinion because I feel like World at War does have the 2nd best map. So much so they've been brought over to they've been in 3 games, World at War, BO1, and BO3. They're that good. And coming in at number 1 is the game with no bad maps. And all maps have pack. And they also brought some over, kind of like Chronicles. This is BO1 with 132 points. And that's how I feel about the matter. Yes, BO1 did have its issues, but I still had no bad maps. There's only one other game that can say that. And that is, well, you already know it's World at War, so. Thank you guys for coming out and watching this video. See you guys in the next video. Adios.